Our top story here at 7 o'clock, convicted killer and former MLB pitcher Daniel Serafini will be spending the rest of his life behind bars without the possibility of parole. An Auburn judge handed down the sentence this afternoon following a months-long trial that began last May and a denial of Serafini's attempt to secure a new trial, which happened just a few weeks ago. Serafini was found guilty last July of lying in wait, then ambushing and shooting his in-laws, 70-year-old Robert Spohr and 68-year-old Wendy Wood. It happened inside their Lake Tahoe home. Thanks for joining us here for Fox 40 News at 7. I'm Eric Harriman. Nikki has the night off. Fox 40's Josie Hart reports on today's sentencing from Auburn tonight.
Family members of the victims say they only wanted two things today: accountability and justice, and they did ask the judge for a sentence of life without parole.
Please be seated and come to order.
Daniel Serafini was handcuffed to his chair as victim impact statements proceeded, mostly fidgeting with his hands, but occasionally did look up to see those who spoke. Friends and family of Wendy Wood and Gary Spohr expressed despair, anger, and they looked right at Serafini as they described their loss, calling the shooting a, quote, despicable act, and saying that to them, Serafini was always the only suspect. They described Wendy and Gary as generous, loving parents, a power couple, and a class act. Perhaps some of the most compelling words came from the victim's daughter, Adrienne Spohr, who said not only did the death of her parents lead to serious emotional and psychological trauma, but that she also feared for her life and often slept with a weapon by her bed in fear that Daniel Serafini might target and kill her following her parents' shooting.
My parents were in love, and their 50-year marriage is a testament to that. They were adventurous, and they loved their community, and they should be here today. But they're not because of the actions of Dan Serafini.
Compelling statements also came from Daniel Serafini himself. He denied killing his in-laws. He said that the justice system is fragile. He expressed frustrations with members of the jury, many who were present in court today, and he became emotional as he issued an apology to his ex-wife, his children, and his family. During his statement, he said in part, quote, "I am a shot caller. I am confident. I am no murderer."
I sit before you today, a broken man, humiliated, embarrassed, angry, and sad. But I am no quitter. I am a survivor, and I am no murderer.
One person we didn't see in the courtroom today was Erin Spohr, the daughter of the victims and now Serafini's ex-wife, who testified in support of him during the trial. But Daniel Serafini's defense attorney did read a statement on her behalf in which she asked the judge to give Daniel Serafini mercy. Serafini's defense attorney, Barry Zimmerman, maintained that Serafini is innocent and tried to once again proclaim his innocence before the judge intervened and said that the case was done and that they needed to move on with today's hearing. Barry Zimmerman claims that there were issues in due process and says that he does plan to file an appeal. Now, Fox 40 was one of two media outlets that got to speak with members of the jury after the sentencing today to hear about their thoughts. We'll have more coverage on that later tonight. For now, reporting in Auburn, covering local news that matters, Josie Hart, Fox 40 News.